What's it like having Shrek as a son-in-law? Let's learn Spanish with Shrek's first meetup with his in-laws during their first family dinner.
Y bien, Fiona, platíquenos, ¿en dónde viven?
Bueno, Shrek es dueño de unas tierras. ¿Verdad, tesoro?
¡Ah, sí! Soy dueño de un bosque encantado, abundante en ardillas y lindos patitos.
No me digas que hablas del pantano.
Burro.
El logro de un pantano. ¡Oh, qué original!
Supongo que es un buen lugar para criar a sus hijos.
Es un poco precipitado pensar en eso, ¿no creen?
En efecto, estamos comiendo.
Harold, ¿y qué significa eso?
Papá, es maravilloso, ¿sí?
Bueno, para alguien de su tipo.
¿Mi tipo?
Voy a mi arbolito.
Y bien, Fiona, platíquenos, ¿en dónde viven?
Platíquenos is the plural imperative form of the verb platicar, which means to chat or to talk. It can be translated as let's chat or tell us about some topic. Platíquenos is commonly used in Mexico. In other locations, though, it may be more common to use or to say cuéntenos from the verb contar, meaning to tell. So right now, Fiona's mother Lillian is doing some small talk asking Shrek and Fiona where they both live.
Y bien, Fiona, platíquenos, ¿en dónde viven?
Bueno, Shrek es dueño de unas tierras. ¿Verdad, tesoro?
The word tierra has different meanings such as soil, ground, or floor, but in the context of this clip, Fiona is referring to Shrek's land or property. An example would be, heredé estas tierras de mi abuelo. I inherited these lands from my grandfather. Tesoro literally translates to treasure, and it refers to any item considered of value, such as gold or jewels. In this case, Fiona is using tesoro as a term of endearment like honey, sweetheart, or darling to refer to her beloved husband Shrek.
Bueno, Shrek es dueño de unas tierras. ¿Verdad, tesoro?
¡Ah, sí! Soy dueño de un bosque encantado, abundante en ardillas y lindos patitos.
The word abundante means abundant, plenty, or rich. So the phrase abundante en can be translated in English as with plenty of or abundant in. Here, Shrek is describing that his lands have plenty of cute animals like ardillas, squirrels, and patitos. Patitos is the diminutive form of pato, which means duck. The word patitos is commonly used to refer in an endearing way to young ducks, which can be translated as little ducks or ducklings.
¡Ah, sí! Soy dueño de un bosque encantado, abundante en ardillas y lindos patitos.
No me digas que hablas del pantano.
The word pantano literally translates to swamp. In this clip, Donkey is basically calling out Shrek in front of his in-laws for trying to describe the swamp as a beautiful enchanted forest.
No me digas que hablas del pantano.
Burro.
El logro de un pantano. ¡Oh, qué original!
The Spanish word que has multiple meanings. In this case, it's used as how to create emphasis while being sarcastic. We know this que is exclamatory because of the accent on the letter E. This is also the way que is written in questions. It can also express surprise or admiration. An example would be, ¡Qué alegría verte por aquí! How nice to see you here! In this scene, Shrek's father-in-law, Harold, is emphasizing in a sarcastic tone because he doesn't actually think it is very original that an ogre lives in a swamp.
El logro de un pantano. ¡Oh, qué original!
Supongo que es un buen lugar para criar a sus hijos.
The word criar means to raise or to nurture. It refers to taking care of someone or providing for someone while they grow and develop. Here, Fiona's mother Lillian is saying that the swamp could be a good place for Shrek and Fiona's babies to grow up.
Supongo que es un buen lugar para criar a sus hijos.
Es un poco precipitado pensar en eso, ¿no cree?
The adjective precipitado comes from precipitar, and it means hasty, impulsive, or rushed. It often describes actions or decisions that are made too quickly, without giving it too much thought. It is important to note here that precipitado has a negative connotation since it's suggesting recklessness or poor judgment, so be careful how it is used in context. Shrek thinks it is too soon to make such an important decision about having children.
Es un poco precipitado pensar en eso, ¿no creen?
En efecto, estamos comiendo.
Harold,
The phrase en efecto means indeed, in fact, or sure enough. For instance, someone could say, en efecto, mañana es mi cumpleaños. Indeed, tomorrow is my birthday.
En efecto, estamos comiendo.
Harold,
¿Y qué significa eso?
Papá, es maravilloso, ¿sí?
Bueno, para alguien de su tipo.
Mi tipo.
Tipo means type or kind, and it is a versatile word that can be used to refer to many things, like people, objects, or situations. Fiona's father Harold is actually saying a really rough comment towards Shrek since he has a stereotype about ogres. Therefore, he's saying he doesn't expect much coming from Shrek and what he is. That must have hurt.
Bueno, para alguien de su tipo.
Mi tipo.
Voy a mi arbolito.
I love Donkey's expressions in Spanish. They're always hilarious. Here, the phrase voy a mi arbolito literally means I am going to my little tree. It's weird, right? I mean, probably not, because he's a donkey. But this humorous expression actually means I will go to the bathroom. Keep in mind though, it's mainly a humorous phrase and you wouldn't commonly use it to actually replace saying I'm going to the bathroom. You would just use it when you're trying to be funny. Here, Donkey is saying playfully that he is going to the bathroom to mind his own business in the light of things starting to get heated between Shrek and his father-in-law.
Voy a mi arbolito.
La cena está lista.
Mejor aprieto fuerte.
Bon appétit.
Oh, bon appétit. Comida griega.
Mejor means better, and aprieto fuerte means hold tight or squeeze tight. Mejor aprieto fuerte literally translates to I'll better hold tight. Since the conversation between Shrek and Harold got heated, Donkey wanted to leave, but then the food arrived, so he had to hold his urges. The phrase bon appetit isn't actually Spanish. It is a common expression originally from France that means good appetite. Basically, to wish another person to enjoy their food. It's funny because Donkey seems to think bon appetit is a Greek phrase and even assumes mistakenly that they're about to have Greek food.
Oh, bon appétit. Comida griega.
bien, ¿qué estamos esperando si tenemos hambre? Empiece todo el mundo.
Tenemos means we have or we possess. Hambre means hunger. When we put them together, tenemos hambre means we are hungry. So even though hambre means hunger, we don't say we have hunger. We say instead we are hungry. Here, Lillian is trying to ignore the current situation by emphasizing that the food is served and they should better start eating.
Bien, ¿qué estamos esperando si tenemos hambre? Empiece todo el mundo.
Yo sí le entro, Lilian.
If we look for the expression le entro in FluentU, a handy app for learning languages, we can see it is a colloquial way to say you are into something, just like in this example from Penguins of Madagascar.
Yo le entro a eso.
So here, Donkey is basically saying, I'm in, or count me in, addressing Fiona's mother, who he just met, by the way, as if she was already his friend. But be careful, because entro is also the first person form of the verb entrar, meaning literally to enter or to come in. That's why learning the meanings of words in context is so important and why FluentU is so helpful. With FluentU, you can learn Spanish while watching authentic videos like movie clips, series, TED Talks, and more. They all come with interactive subtitles, so you can always click on a word or phrase and find its context-specific definition, along with video examples to see how natives use that vocab. There's also personalized quizzes and speaking questions to practice everything you just learned. Click on the link in the description for FluentU's free 14-day trial. Plus, FluentU is currently on sale, so it's perfect timing.
Yo sí le entro, Lilian.
Y supongo que cualquier nieto que pueda esperar de ustedes sería...
¡Ogro! Sí.
Nieto literally means grandson. But in the context of this sentence, since it's a general statement to refer to any grandchild, we use its singular form. Therefore, it translates instead to grandchildren. Esperar means to wait or to expect, and it is a verb that essentially describes the action of waiting or expecting something to happen. For example, puedes esperar una tormenta eléctrica en un par de días. You can expect an electric storm in a couple of days.
Y supongo que cualquier nieto que pueda esperar de ustedes sería...
¡Ogro! Sí.
Aunque eso no tendría nada de malo. ¿O sí, Harold?
Aunque is a conjunction that can be translated to although or even though. It is used to express a contrast between two ideas or situations. An example sentence would be, aunque hace frío, voy a salir a caminar. Although it's cold, I'm going to go for a walk. In this scene, Fiona's mother Lillian picks up that Harold is saying with a tone of contempt that their grandchildren will be ogres, to which Lillian replies that there is nothing wrong with it. If you are enjoying all these Spanish expressions and phrases, make sure to subscribe and give us a like so you can check out our upcoming video about Futurama.
Aunque eso no tendría nada de malo. ¿O sí, Harold?
¡Ay, no, no, no! ¡Claro que no! Bueno, esos no se comen a sus propios hijos.
Propios is the plural form of propio, and it usually translates to own. It is used to emphasize that something belongs to someone. But propio can also mean typical or characteristic, which means something belongs to somewhere. So in this scene, Harold is emphasizing that as long as Shrek and Fiona don't eat their own kids, there's nothing wrong with them being born as ogres. Yikes.
No, 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 claro que no. Bueno, esos no se comen a sus propios hijos.
Ahora resulta que es peor comérselos que encerrarlos en una torre.
Encerrarlos is the masculine plural form of the verb encerrar, which means to shut in or lock up. Encerrarlos literally translates to lock them away or confine them, and it's used to describe the action of putting someone or something in a confined space, like in this case when Harold confined Fiona in a tower away from everyone.
Ahora resulta que es peor comérselos que encerrarlos en una torre.
Shrek, basta.
Yo hice eso porque la amo.
¡Claro! Y la llevó a la guardería del dragón.
Guardería literally translates to nursery or daycare center. Shrek responds sarcastically to his father-in-law during this now heated argument by using the word nursery to point out the absurdity of his response. The tower where Fiona was locked away was a dragon slayer, which is not a typical place to protect your beloved daughter. By the way, if you would like to go over these expressions later, we've got a free PDF for you in the description box below.
¡Claro! Y la llevó a la guardería del dragón.
No lo entenderías porque no eres su padre.
Nolo means not and it, him, respectively. It is commonly used to indicate denial of a direct object. And entenderías is the conditional form of the verb entender, which means to understand. So altogether, no lo entenderías translates to you wouldn't understand or you wouldn't get it.
No lo entenderías porque no eres su padre.
Qué gusto que la familia se reúna para cenar.
Se reúna means get together, gathers, or meets. Se is a reflexive pronoun indicating that the subject of the verb is performing an action upon itself. Reúna comes from the verb reunir, which means to gather or to assemble. Lillian is basically expressing her disappointment in a defeated tone by realizing that their first family gathering was a complete failure.
Qué gusto que la familia se reúna para cenar. ¡Harold!
Shrek.
¡Fiona!
¡Fiona!
¡Harold!
Now, let's watch the full clip without subtitles so you can test what you learned.
Y bien, Fiona, platíquenos, ¿en dónde viven?
Bueno, Shrek es dueño de unas tierras. ¿Verdad, tesoro?
¡Ah, sí! Soy dueño de un bosque encantado, abundante en ardillas y lindos patitos.
No me digas que hablas del pantano.
¡Burro!
El ogro de un pantano. ¡Oh, qué original!
Supongo que es un buen lugar para criar a sus hijos.
Es un poco precipitado pensar en eso, ¿no creen?
En efecto, estamos comiendo.
Harold,
¿Y qué significa eso?
Papá, es maravilloso, ¿sí?
Bueno, para alguien de su tipo.
¿Mi tipo?
voy a mi arbolito.
La cena está lista.
Mejor aprieto fuerte.
Bon appétit.
Oh, bon appetit. Comida griega.
Bien, ¿qué estamos esperando si tenemos hambre? Empiece todo el mundo.
Yo sí le entro, Lilian.
Y supongo que cualquier nieto que pueda esperar de ustedes sería...
¡Ogro! Sí.
Aunque eso no tendría nada de malo. ¿O sí, Harold?
¡Ay, no, no, no! ¡Claro que no! Bueno, esos no se comen a sus propios hijos.
Ahora resulta que es peor comérselos que encerrarlos en una torre.
Shrek, basta.
Yo hice eso porque la amo.
¡Claro! Y la llevó a la guardería del dragón.
No lo entenderías porque no eres su padre.
Qué gusto que la familia se reúna para cenar. ¡Harold!
Shrek.
¡Fiona!
¡Fiona!
¡Harold!
¡Burro!
In this next video, the Simpsons go on an exciting adventure with some crazy companions. Head over right here to see how that went down as you learn more Spanish.